funky banjo on a Tuesday morning. Hey! Good morning, everyone. Great morning, grand rising. It is Tuesday. So happy to have you here at Daily Antidote of Song, where your soul gets to shine on. I'm gonna come up with a song for that. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I'm Arne. I'm your host for this Tuesday edition of Daily Antidote of Song, which is lovingly brought to you by the good people at Carpe Diem Arts. Give them a hand. They brought you here. They keep you here. Show them some love. Fantastic. So we are all here together for day 2 of celebrating Black History Week at Daily Antidote of Song. And we got an especially special guest in the room. I'm happy to meet him. I've been a fan for a long time. We'll get to him after we say greetings to our Facebook Live family. Okay, say it. Come on.
Hi,
Hey, Facebook
everybody.
Live people. Hey, Facebook Live people.
Hey.
Nice to not see you, but I know you're here. I know you're here. Okay. And let's greet each other in the room. All our Zoom roomers. Come on. To the left, to the right, to the top, to the bottom. Hey, everybody. All right.
Wow.
All right. And I always like to start saying hello to Busy Graham. Give her a hand. I don't see her yet, but let's give her a hand. Jojo Rossi. I see her. I see you. I see you. And Katie, our ever stylish, ever faithful, ever on top of his Zoom guru for the day. Give it to her. And my personal stylist. Thank you. Okay. If there are any new people in the room for the first time today, please put in the chat who you are, where you're from, and how you found us. And then if you can hang around till the very end, JoJo will give you your own very special welcome. All right, let's get started with the rumors in the Zoom. Did I say that? The Zoom is in the room. I tell you. Yo, you would think I had coffee this morning and I didn't. All right. So glad to see Joe Rossi. So glad to see Katie. And I'm so glad to see Ralph and Victoria. So glad to see Ruth in Birmingham, UK. So glad to see Rhonda Merrick. So glad to see Harut. I see 2 Haruts. So glad to see Arlene in Berkeley, California. So glad to see Luda in Victoria, BC. So glad to see Susan G. So glad to see Kevin Ennis and friend. Hey, day 681. Y'all give him some love. 681. 681. I love it. So glad to see Christiana and Bob. Hey, so glad to see Karen in Oregon. I love that backdrop. Oh, there's my friends. So glad to see Amanda and Miles. Are y'all in Michigan? All right. So glad to see Pat in the red sweater. So glad to see Mr. James Harkness. Oh, bow down, bow down. So glad to see Martha. Hey. So glad to see Deborah. So glad to see Busy Graham. There you are. So glad to see Deli. So glad to see Dan in Vienna. So glad to see Bob and Mabel in Massachusetts. With them dancing bears. I'm so glad to see Annette with her coffee. So glad to see Julie in Ontario. So glad to see Brian. Are you chewing or are you blowing a harmonica? Either way, it works. So glad to see Jacqueline. And there's Nancy with the moo cow. There's Rick. So glad to see Rick in Vermont and friends. Is that Peppa Pig? Somebody's pig, I think. So glad to see Linda with a beautiful mug. So glad to see Cricket. Hey, Cricket. So glad to see Susan in Seattle. My girl Bonnie in Boise. Peter Jones in Maryland. And Kate in Charlottesville. Hey, and Lynn and Cliff in Vermont. Diane, Bob in Tucson, and there's Storm with the hat. I love those hats, Storm. And Rosemary in Maryland. Hey, girl, she getting a dance on. And Harriet, I see you, Harriet, in Illinois. Aloysius in the world, as always. Jamie in Victoria, BC, and Curly Tops downstairs. Okay. I didn't know that. Come on upstairs then. We got Jim in New York City and Kim in Vancouver. Hey girl. And Kate and Kath in France and Kat in Vermont. That's an interesting cat in Vermont. Okay, we love it. If you like it, I love it. And LMG, Gary Pausner, Sandra, I see you. Carol in Connecticut, Brahman in Victoria, Hoda in BC, Kathy in Cheyenne, Loriana and company, and y'all are moving too fast. Joni and Sarah and Fred in Silver Spring. Hey, and Nina and Sarah in Texas. Jane and Tom and Nancy and Amos and Phil in Totness. Barbara's iPhone and Gary. Hello, everybody. Hey, hello, everybody. Okay, y'all, so I ran 3 miles this morning. All right, I'm a little up. Okay, let's sing. Let's sing. I got her early. Right, I missed the rain, so it's good. Okay, so we are celebrating day 2 of Black History Week, Daily Antidote of Song. Our guest today, as I mentioned, I'm a fan. He is a stellar guitarist, a composer, an author, an educator. He is a Broadway and film and television star. He is a recipient of numerous awards, Grammy nominated artist. He is a profound storyteller and a lover of American roots music. Everybody, he's been here before. Put your hands together for a bona fide Renaissance man, Mr. Guy Davis. Come on in the room, Guy Davis.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody.
All right. What's good morning on this side? How are you feeling today?
I'm well. For me, the daily antidote is connection of some kind or other. I reach out to loved ones, even if it's got to be on the internet, and I find some way to hook up a I love you ambush. Just kind of explode it on them, you know.
Woo!
Walking in it
Ambush.
all over them. They can't get out of it.
I got to do something about that. I love you, ambush. Okay. So we're going to get 2 songs from you today. Tell us about the first one you're going to be sharing.
The first song is a song known by a group called the Weavers. It is called Kisses Sweeter Than Wine. Now, it was written by Pete Seeger, Lee Hayes, and Fred Hellerman, but on the authorship line also is listed the great black entertainer Lead Belly. And I got stuff coming from him out of several directions today. Lead Belly died in 1949. This song came out in 1951. Apparently, Lead Belly heard some Irish drinking song at a party and snatched the guitar player off the stage and in the bathroom made him show him the guitar part. And Lead Belly fiddled around with it and did something with it till it came out as the song Kisses Sweeter Than Wine eventually. And I think you can help sing, and all you got to remember are these lyrics.
Teach us our part. Teach us our part real quick.
Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. You sing that twice. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. And that's the easy part. I gotta remember the lyrics, and it goes like this. When I was a young man and never been kissed, I got to thinking it over, what I had missed. I got me a girl, I kissed her and then, oh Lord, you know, I kissed her again. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Everybody try it now. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. I asked her to marry and be my sweet wife. Said we'd be so happy all of our life. I begged and I pleaded like a natural man till, oh Lord, you know, she gave me her hand. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Let's hear you do it. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. me and my wife working hand in hand to make a good life. Corn in the fields, wheat in the bins. I was, oh Lord, the father of twins. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Got a little prodigious there. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Our children numbered just about 4. They all had sweethearts knocking at the door. They all got married and they didn't hesitate. I was, oh Lord, grandfather of 8. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Give me some mother's kisses. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Now we are old and ready to go. We get to thinking what happened a long time ago. We had lots of kids, lots of trouble and pain, but oh Lord, you know we do it again. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Try it again. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine. Last time. Oh, kisses sweeter than wine.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So we can get a little post Valentine's Day love ambush right there. I'm
Yes,
loving it.
yes indeed.
Perfect, perfect. So let's send that out to let's send a love ambush right now to Leah Gilmore. We are holding her in light, in loving light and healing light. And that was a perfect song, guy. That was a perfect song. Okay, should we do your next song, or do we want to talk about that banjo that you were just playing? Because I love the sound of that.
We'll talk a bit about the banjo.
Talk
I,
about the banjo.
when you had me play at the beginning, I played a different banjo.
That's right.
It's in my right hand with that word on it, little Jack Duff, is a 5-string banjo. I think you can see the
Yes.
knob here. And that's the first kind of banjo I ever learned how to play. I went to a summer camp run by Pete Seeger's brother, which is where I first got introduced to lead belly, the very idea of that wild man. And this in my left hand is a 6-string banjo. So it is strung and can be tuned like a guitar, but it's got that banjo texture to it.
Yeah, I see you got the capo on it. Does it have a name?
This particular one does not. Little Jack Duff has a name. The 6-string has I haven't called it anything that has stuck to it. Some of my instruments do have names that stick. Others they kind of just work their way around.
All right, I get it. I get it. And speaking of your earlier influences, we know that your family is not only American history, American history royalty, Black Hollywood royalty. You fall in that tradition. I want to ask you about your grandmother. I read something where you said you were inspired by the cadence of her voice. That's what inspired you to develop your interest in blues. Tell us about her. Maternal grandmother, paternal. What was her name?
It was my paternal grandmother. Her name was Laura. When I first heard it, it was called Laura, Grandma Laura. So that's what I figured. That's how it's pronounced in Georgia. Now my grandmother has roots. I believe she was born in South Carolina near Georgia, but it's way down in the country where she was born, back in the late 1890s. And she did not sing or expose me to blues in our home growing up because she came to live with my mother, father, and sisters, and myself. She was a church hymn singing kind of lady. She and my granddad, who had been dead for a few years, were go-to people in the community. Sometimes black folks had something that had to be addressed to the white folks, and they would come to my grandparents, but amongst others. Well, my grandma, something about her voice was the same voice that the blues was sung with. In fact, she and Grandpa were the original blues people. Not that they sang it, but this is who Ma Rainey was singing to when she was out in the fields doing a tent show somewhere. Are the people who Ma Rainey was singing about. Uh, so they are all of that. I don't separate the blues from the church in a large kind of way. That which is godly is not confined to any book or any form.
I love it.
You
I
call it
love
as you wish. Now, my grandma and my granddad and everybody in my family, my dad's side especially, were wonderful storytellers. And they used to tell me stories, mostly true, that would make the hair stand up on the back of my head. There was
it.
things that went on in our family. Oh, I could tell you real briefly. There was a story of a tragedy where I was he was called my Uncle Ing. Now I imagine that the uncle who told me this, it might have been his uncle, so he just called him Uncle Ing. This way back, I guess this being the 20s or the 30s, there was a great flood down probably in the Florida area, and the whole community had gathered up on a hillside. And Ing and his wife had 10 children. So, being a responsible mother, she took attendance when they all gathered up on the hill. She called out 10 names, only 9 answers did she get. So she called again. Only 9 answers did she get, and the floodwaters were raging below. She became convinced that her 10th child, a little boy, was down in those waters, and grown men could not hold her as she ran down that hill, jumped in that water to look for her son, and she drowned. Tragedy, uh, one of the tragedies is not spoken, and that is that the little boy was on that hill. He heard his mother call, but he did not answer. He was being willful at the wrong time, just a child. That was just one of the stories. This is not, I have stories of love and redemption and all sorts of things. But before I ever knew this story, I wrote a song called Georgia Flood that talks about uh, a mother and a father being drowned in a terrible flood. And it was after this that I learned the story, that things I was coming up with things that reflected our family in some way, even if just on a subliminal level. So that
Mm.
was one of many, many, many stories I have coming from my family.
Wow. Wow. Do you have a collection of those stories anywhere? Like, are you doing oral histories with them? Have you,
Um,
other than writing songs about them, those specific, really important stories?
I do not have a specific collection yet I am close to it. I'll tell you why. I'm in the process of writing a play. It's already paid for, already set to run in New Brunswick, New Jersey in June. The play is going to be called Sugar Belly and Other Tales My Father Told Me. That is just one of several stories that reflected. I will talk about the Ku Klux Klan coming after my grandfather, also a black murderer coming after my grandfather, and my
Woo!
to kill him. But I've got stories. But I've got more. The one you just heard about the flood, and other stories are not in this particular piece, but they will be in other pieces.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh boy. Okay. I know I'm going too far. Let me ask you for your second song before we hear it 2 hours later.
Oh,
So, oh, and while you get ready for that, we have photos. Thank you so much, Joe, for putting a photo. That's of course his mom, Ruby D. For those of you who know, his dad is Ozzie Davis. That's maternal. Is that paternal grandmother there?
Yes, that's my dad's mom at the top of the picture. That's my grandma, who is that wonderful storyteller holding
Miss
me.
Miss Laura. And who's the gentleman, the good looking gentleman next to him, next to her?
To her left is my grandfather, Grandpa Kent's.
And who's the beautiful young lady?
That is my older sister, Nora.
And who's that good looking one that's sitting on the lap?
Sitting on, okay, I think you mean who is to my right while I'm sitting on Grandma's lap. That
Oh,
is
that's you on the lap. That's you on the lap.
lap. And to my right is my mom. That's Ruby. Ruby D. Right there.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Wow. Do you know where that photo was taken?
Um, I'm gonna have to say 1953,
So it might have been in New York.
maybe late 1952 or 53.
So it might have been in New York.
No, that would be in Valdosta, Georgia,
Woo,
in their
fantastic.
home.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, Guy. Tell us about your next song because I could be
Next
here
song
a couple
also
hours.
is a reflection of Lead Belly. His name is not in it. It's called Long Gone Riley Brown. Now, Riley, there was an old song about escaping from the chain gang called Riley Walked the Water. Riley was his bloodhound and whatnot. And then there's another song called Long Gone about a fellow escaping from the chain gang. Leadbelly is a man who may or may not have escaped from the chain gang, but he literally was pardoned twice out of prison. One out of Louisiana and once out of Texas. There was Governor O.K. Allen and Governor Pat Neff, both on their retirement from office, left on their papers, um, some papers freeing Leadbelly. Now, there's a line in this song about, and that's lead right there. A line in this song that talks about having a special pair of shoes that have a heel in the front and a heel in the back. So when you're running from the chain gang, they can't tell what direction you're going. So this is a song I wrote, part stole, because you'll hear a lot of the part you get to sing is the part that I stole. But the verses I made up, but they weren't hard to do. They fit in with the story. Your part goes like this. You go, he's long gone. And you would sing that back. He's long gone. And then I say, like a turkey through the corn, with his long clothes on. He's long gone. Well, you'll hear that. It's going to come a little bit faster than that. But see if you can stick with me. I want to tell you a story about a Riley Brown. He was a moonshine maker from outside town. Sheriff went to get him and he drawed his gun. That's when Riley began to run. He long gone. He long gone. Like a turkey through the corn, with his long clothes on. He's long gone. He's long gone. Had a special pair of shoes that he kept in the sack, had a heel in the front and a heel in the back. Riley took off when he heard the hounds coming, couldn't tell which way Riley was running. He long gone, he long gone, like a turkey through the corn, with their long clothes on. He's long gone, he long gone. Ought to seen O'Reilly sure could run. Outran the bullets from the sheriff's gun. Ran through fire, ran through ice, ran across water like Jesus Christ. He long gone. He long gone. Like a turkey through the corn, with his long clothes on. He's long gone. He long gone. Riley throwed him in jail, took away his money so he couldn't make bail. The townsfolk hollered when they found out that the jail took over and Riley walked out. He's long gone, he long gone, like a turkey through the cone, with his long clothes on. He's long gone, he long gone. Riley died when he got old. Let me tell you a story ain't never been told. 10,000 biscuits in each hand. He sopped his way to the promised land. He long gone. He long gone. Like a turkey through the cone. With his long clothes on. He's long gone. He long gone. Riley went to heaven with a bottle of gin. He banged on the gate, but he couldn't get in. St. Peter called out, "Is that Riley Brown? No more room. You got to go back down." He long gone. He long gone. Like a turkey through the cone. With his long clothes on. He's long gone. He long gone. He long gone. He long gone. Thank you.
Woo! You brought the party this morning. Everybody, I feel like I want to have everybody open up a screen, but we can't do that. So just show it with your hands. Show it with your hands. Show it with your hands. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That's pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible. Guy, our time is running out, unfortunately. You have a 2021 recording. Tell us the name of it and how we can find it, because we need to support you with the dollars. Come through, people. Come through.
Yes, and wish I could have a copy of it on my
It's okay. Just we have the website. Don't worry about it. We'll find the
yes,
website.
okay. It is called "Be Ready When I Call You." It was released in June of last year. Oh, it's Grammy nominated. Ain't that a mess? So we'll see how that goes. You know, it's a contest. But the song, it reaches in and it reaches out. It is not entirely blues. There is folk messaging. There is protest messaging. There is human rights messaging having to do with crossing borders, having to do with justice and peace and how they need balance, having to do with people joining together, if by no other means than song. So Be Ready When I Call You is the name of it. GuyDavis.com is my website. Anything about that or anything else of mine, you can find out there.
Right, and you got some live dates that are coming up. So you gonna be out in the world. You got some dates some travel dates planned.
I do have dates. I also, they're malleable.
Of course.
I say they're malleable because, I mean, they're coming up soon. Like this one coming up in Virginia, in Floyd, at the country store, they call it. I'm going to be playing there with people like Sparky Rucker and hanging out. And, you know, we're all vaccinated, shot twice, laid on ice, and boosted, got used to it.
Woo!
But this coming up June, my Sugar Belly play is going to be presented in New Brunswick. It is not set up yet, you know, for PR to tell people everything, but that'll get on my website. So a lot of what I'm doing, if I'm not doing gigs, is writing and rewriting, editing, all the things writers got to do.
Fantastic, fantastic. And then one last thing before you go, I've got to ask you about Guy Davis, Guy Davis, Guy Davis.
You know, you just want to overwhelm a fella, don't you? I am somebody who is so lucky to have anybody come and listen to him and reach out to me. And I get to carry on my parents' legacy, not one that they ever enumerated to me, listed to me, or read to me. I know from their behavior and their actions that any audience, any people who come to see me deserve everything I've got. Every piece of energy I got to deliver what's in me. I believe that humanity is a holy experiment. I guess started up in heaven, and we got to treat each other that way. And music, sharing our music is part of that.
And so it is. And so it is. Guy Davis gets the last word, everybody. Give him a big hand. Big round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the wisdom, the knowledge you drop in this morning. All the gorgeousness and sounds. It's just I'm very full right now, and very grateful. Thank you for sharing the stories about your grandmother and your granddad, and your parents,
You're
and just
most welcome. By the
thank you.
way, I've been told I'm so full of wisdom and knowledge, I need a laxative. So,
Okay, that's a little too much information, but anyway, that's a little bit too much. But we love you anyway. Thank
uh,
you so much, everybody. Big hand, big collective appreciation for Guy Davis today. Okay, we got to wrap this thing up. I always go over. You always have good people on when I'm here. Okay, are there any announcements that we need to bring today's session to a close? Okay, and so before our final goodbyes, let me again extend an invitation to any new people in the room to please stay until the end, and you will receive a very special welcome from JoJo. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye to the Facebook Live. Oh, can I do one thing, Joe? One thing live. I talked last week about the Marcus Garvey petition. Can we put that website information up? It's the Justice for Garvey. It aims to exonerate the Honorable Marcus Garvey, who was a famed civil rights anti colonial leader, who I'm sure your parents and grandparents knew, or they certainly knew of him. They We're asking for 100,000 signatures worldwide. It's a global effort by ordinary citizens, scholars, and faith leaders to petition President Joe Biden to grant a posthumous pardon to this very important leader of the Pan-Africanist movement. So I'm hopeful that justiceforgarvey.org is there in the chat. You can sign and share. Sign and share. Sign and share. Okay, let's say goodbye to the Facebook family. Bye, Facebook family.